It's that time once again. Welcome back to the Nerd Castle, everybody. My name is Splattercat, and we are back with some more Warlock, Master of the Arcane, LP. So, in a brief recap, we had pressed our claims here to the west for trying to run all these nasty monsters out of our domain. We really just don't want them around anymore. We've got to get them cleared out so that we can build more cities. That being the case, we did declare peace with Rajak. Our neighbor, Nicholas Frost, has now declared peace with King Lich, which leaves us only at contention with our teal-colored neighbor over here, who I think probably doesn't have too much left. I mean, he's still attacking us with some wolves. That kind of sucks, but we will roll with it and see what happens. So let's end the turn here. And it looks like, yep, we're little more than a footpath for Rajak right now. Looks like our veterans are going to take a little bit of a skirmish right there. And he's still going to be throwing down with Nicholas Frost over here, but we can't jump in to assist just yet. Although I think this may leave us with a sneaky opportunity. Oh, it looks like our hero is going to be down here getting his throwdown on the throwdown at the hoedown, which, contrary to popular belief, a hoedown is not what happens when when a woman of the night gets shot. No, indeed, we need to handle this ogre here. Oh, good, we've got another quest. What else could go wrong? Target Blackcliff, and we'll get a grouping of stubborn knights. Let's take a look. So Blackcliff is that city right there. I don't really think we have enough units to press the claim on Blackcliff, although it is only level 1, so I may be mistaken. We might actually be able to take that out. Where did our veterans go? There they are. I was going to say, they kind of vanished on me, and that makes me nervous in multiple respects. Let's go ahead and we'll handle the foe that's off there in the distance first and foremost. I don't think that's going to finish him, though, unless we land a crit. We're going to take these veterans, and I think we're going to finish off that group of wolves. And I think that probably leaves us right about where we want to be. So let's rest up our last group of wolves that have actually survived all this conflict. We did lose a nice little grip of them in the last skirmish, the last battle for supremacy. We've got Shadow Mill here, which I don't even really know. Sigh. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to name it Bell. Is my caps lock on? It's not. There we go. We're going to call it Bel Air. That's going to work. That's going to work mighty fine. So here we have the opportunity to build a new settlement. I think I'm going to go with a mana farm just because there's so much sandy desert. We might as well get a bonus out of it. So that's kind of my line of thought there. Here in Coldshore, oh, we don't. Okay, so we're going to need some settlers for this region over here once we get it cleared out. So let's go to Bel Air. And actually, I don't know if I want skeleton settlers. I think I want humans. We have more than enough money and food, so yeah, I think I want humans. So let's find our last human settlement, which may actually be a lot further back than expected. Actually, this is probably it right here, in Vindoland. So in Vindoland, we don't have the opportunity to make our settlers just yet, so we may have to go a little bit deeper into our territory just to produce those. Let's get 2 groups of settlers. I think that'll probably be fine for the overall extension of our territory we're trying to do. And so let's wreak some havoc. Our galleasses are going to take some shots here, do a little bit of damage to that grouping of bears. I think our hero is going to step in and take care of the rest of these guys, or at least inflict as much harm as possible. Oh dear, it looks like we have a greater fire elemental here, which is going to lead to some problems. He's got 30 health left, which means... yikes. Okay. We're gonna have to... that was a bit of a tactical malfunction on my part. We'll bombard those wolves with our galleass. The other galleass will... oh, the other galleass doesn't have anything. So let's take... yikes. So our ogre is gonna help clear out that ogre. And I think we should be able to get the last shot off right here with this grouping of archers, although I can't guarantee it. They only did 3 damage. That is a little unfortunate, and that leaves us to have to handle them in the next turn. I think bringing our dwarves down and maybe having them flank into here may help as well. I can't guarantee that he's going to survive this turn. I think what I'll do to guarantee it is let's actually, what's his elemental resistance? His elemental resistance is 55, which means he's taking 50% less damage. Ooh, that's a tough call. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll go with elemental resistance, and we'll put that on him. That's going to give him a 70% resistance, so whatever that greater fire elemental decides to throw at him, and I just got a little bit of buttermouth there for a second. Wasn't able to spit that. I was like, elemental. But let's see... what we can build over here. So that swamp is unfortunate. And I really don't think this land is going to be that useful aside from the gems and the pumpkin farms. I think our best interest here is going to be... Honestly, I know I sound like a broke record right now, but putting down these mana traps, I honestly think that's our best goal, because that is the resources that we're most efficient on, so why not shore that up while we've got a bit of relative peace? I think I'll bring this unit over here as well. You don't really know how many we're going to need to clear out this little kind of, oh, I guess this isthmus. I don't know if there's actually like water over here or what. I can't really tell you what this is just yet. We've got a few level ups, so let's give them the damage bonus that they so deserve, and then, honestly, this group can come down here, get a little bit of damage done there. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not going to be enough, so we'll just leave that standing for now. This group has also leveled up, so we will give them the resistance that we've been giving to everybody thus far. What is that? A halberd hall. Huh. Well, we'll have to check that out as well. I'll probably build the first location, like maybe right here, so that it gets the benefit of the barren desert and also the benefit of the pumpkins, which are growing in a desert. I've never seen a pumpkin grow in a desert, but I guess there's a first time for everything. Just for those pumpkin supremacists out there, all those pumpkins that say, yes, we can indeed do all those things you say unto us that we cannot do. So... Fucking, like, monologuing about pumpkins here. Like, what happened? What happened, guys? What happened? Sometimes I just don't know. And it looks like Rajak and King Lich have gone to war. That's actually an interesting change, because for the majority of this game, they've been on the same side. So I'm wondering how that all came together. Rajak is declaring war on Nicholas Frost once again, although I think they were skirmishing. But that doesn't look well for our peace. It's probably going to draw us into a rather nasty war with Rajak once more. However, we do have the possibility of getting out of war with King Lich at the moment. So, yeah, he may divert, and I'm kind of wondering if he makes contact over in this eastward portion with Rajak somehow. That's kind of what I'm thinking led to that engagement. I can't guarantee it, but that's just kind of the inkling that I'm getting. We already have an offer here on the table, and this is what I'm interested in right here. I want to know what they're going to do. And it looks like my Gallius... God. Oh, he sunk it, you son of a bitch. You bastard, you rat bastard. And I apologize, but that was an unforeseen circumstance of this overall monstery skirmish over here, and that is not something that I was ready to deal with. That Gallius was incredibly valuable to us. So that is very, very unfortunate. So aside from my outburst here, yikes. Let's draw him back, and we'll take another shot at it. If he sinks both Galliuses, so be it. And we don't really have the opportunity to deal any type of substantial damage to our foes right there. However, what is our best plan? He's immune to everything. Lovely. That's just what I wanted to hear. Immune to everything. So he's got about a 70% resistance to all forms of damage, which leaves us in a very precarious situation. Ironically, the elemental can take damage from elements quite easily. Now, I don't want to close distance or close ranks too aggressively with him, because I feel as though we may take damage that we can't sustain. However, I will take this opportunity, I think, to run those bears inwards and get rid of that bear hive, or that bear den. Rest that rat unit. And we do have the possibility with our chosen warrior that he may take a little bit of damage this turn, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to think about that right now. We may lose another Gallius, though, which is definitely to our detriment. Let's go to our construction menu here and see what we can hammer out. We've got the opportunity to make a crypt, which is going to let us make zombies and a mill of souls. Being the rampant zombie fan that I am, I'm ready to get my on with our zombie friends. So I think that's what we'll do right now. And then we have an offer. So he wants to make peace. We're going to accept that offer because we have other problems right now. A merchant of rare artifacts is dealing out flaming swords. I think I'm going to take that offer. We also have another level up with our ogre friend over here. I believe that I shall give him... What's his resistance to melee already? 65, so that's going to have diminishing returns. He's only going to go from 60 to 70 there. I think the best option in this case is to give him regeneration so that I'm not always having to waste entire turns getting him caught up. We can now make Clerics, which is an interesting turn of events. So I think that's actually something that I will make a few of them. It looks as though, let's look at their info. Let's take a look at their info because that's always a good place to start. So, they're immune to life magic. They have a little bit of a resistance to elemental magic, but they have the opportunity to heal people every turn, which I think may be useful in the long run. They do have a pretty sizable upkeep. Life's Blessing. Okay, so that's where they're getting that elemental resistance from. They don't have the best kind of movement points, but they do have a lot of HP, and they do have a decent spirit magic attack. 8 damage is nothing to scoff at, especially if, as they level up, they get even better. I think I will queue up 2 groups of those, and we'll see if we can have them meet in the middle over on the right once all this is over with. I want to rest those wolves. I think our soldiers there will be okay. And I think the other thing that I'd really like to dedicate myself to right now, I would love to have a navy at some point, but honestly, let's give our mana. Losing that Galleus may not be so bad in the long run. I think that, yeah, let's go ahead and pass our turn, I think. So let's see what happens. We're just going to bypass. I don't really need to move anything around thus far. Let's just kind of see what they do. Get a feel for the movement and the overall flow of combat. Now that we're no longer at war with Lich, I kind of feel as though he's just going to reposition on me. I feel as though Nicholas Frost must be very nervous at this given moment. And what is he doing right here? I really don't like the placement he's taking on a lot of these units. He's kind of taking a posture, and I don't like to be talked to in that tone of voice. You guys know me. I don't like threats, so it is a little strange. Okay, good. I'm glad that I put that buff on him, because it looks as though he's not really able to rally any type of substantial offense against that unit. He's not quite as offensive. He's got to work on his swearing. We'll give him a couple years in the Navy, and perhaps then he'll be ready. After a good 3 to 6 years of talking about jellyfish eggs and things of that nature. Go look it up. Now, we do have the opportunity here. Let's go to our Hall of Lords, and we have the opportunity to equip him with a weapon. So let's give him the Flaming Sword. And then I believe he also has the opportunity to... Oh, he won't take that. So that's a magic weapon. That's not going to be applicable. I'm actually pretty surprised that we haven't had a lot more relic dealers show up, but I guess we're just not that attractive. Even though we got piles of gold, for some reason they just don't like us. Here in Sweden, we have the opportunity to do a new production line. I'm going to go with, I think, the mana pump. Let's go with the mana pump. We're going to put that, we're going to jump. We're going to make a decision. We're going to put the mana pump in there, and that should, for the foreseeable future, handle the majority of our mana issues. Now we have the opportunity to level up some units here. We have a level 5 warrior. I'm going to give them Forced March to allow, actually, let's give them regeneration. You never know. Did their helmets just change color? That's weird. I feel as though their helmets just changed color in this picture down here, but I may be imagining it. I may be losing my mind. I'm never more than a few steps from that. I'm overly caffeinated, undermotivated, and completely and totally overwhelmed most of the time, so I think the recipe for insanity is there. You know, it's a possibility. Let's bring these dwarves in from behind. Let's see if we can situate our archers there, and maybe we can get rid of these demons. We have a pretty substantial army over here that's making me a tad nervous. Now, I think this may be the time to throw a healing spell on this hero right here. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we've got. We have Reconstruction. I don't think that's the one that I want. Let's go... Actually, I can filter. I can filter so that this isn't an utter waste of my time. And we'll throw a healing spell on him. 12 health. That's fine. That puts him in a better situation than he was before. We'll also bring this group of archers forward. This Galleus is going to hold its place. We have the opportunity to upgrade this unit as well. Let's give them Forced March. We'll make them, you know, we'll put them in the Conscription Corps and see if they can handle it. Let's see if they can hack it, and if they can't, we'll disband them. And by disband them, I mean send them home to their families, possibly with pay and benefits, and also a lifetime of VA treatment. So let's see, because I am kind and just. Let it be known, proclaim it throughout the kingdom. Now over here we don't have a lot going on, so I think I'll just sleep everybody over here so that I don't have to worry about it. And then this hero right here, Let's have him take a little swipe at this greater elemental. Why not? He's buffed up, he's ready to go, he's been lifting his elemental weights, he's got himself in a situation where he feels like he's ready to yoke out and just choke out some elementals, because that is the manliest way to dispose of your elementals. Just put them in a nice headlock and choke them out. So Rajac's gonna bombard our foes, but we don't really care about that because it's not our problem anymore. If we were the ones taking damage, I'd have a little bit of commentary for you, but let Nicholas comment on his own problems. Now, hopefully he doesn't get spiteful if he decides to invade on us. I will be interested to see if that's a situation that occurs, but you never know. I do really wish that we would get a return fire right there, but it doesn't look like it's going to oblige and give us the opportunity. I think, God, we have the ability to keep spamming healing on him every turn, which is, I think, exactly what I'm going to do. Those werewolves have the same attack as this other grouping, or this hero right here, so I don't really want to use them too aggressively. I do think that we have the opportunity to push that bear back.
Ooh, time to move.
And then we'll use, yeah, that hero, that worked out just fine. Snoop Jims is his name, the Rat Prince. Or Snoop Jim, maybe? I'm just going to call him Snoop Jim, because that's a super awesome name. That's going to be his hip-hop name. We're also going to put some arrows on these werewolves. We run the risk here of these werewolves. Ooh, did we get a crit there? Because that was actually a pretty big hit. We run the risk of getting ourselves into trouble with that group. But I'll head them off with some dwarves there. Now I think taking the Gallius up to here and then we'll level some fire on here from the back lines may be the way that I want to engage in this combat. We'll put some damage on him. We don't have enough mana yet. Oh, we have research complete on our regeneration. Okay, good. We also have the opportunity to select new research. Let's go with Agrella's Greater Healing, because we are starting to get units that have a lot more health, and so shoring up that weakness is probably a good idea. We have the opportunity to take shots at somebody here who, not so sure. Let's kind of pan through. Oh, there's bears here. A bear den decided to crop up. Okay, so his plan's laid bare. We're now going to go and bombard them with as many arrows as we can manage. Now, I think these are just normal bears, which are much better than the nastier, beefier cousins that tend to attack us, the dire bears or the ancient bears. But this does give my units a little bit of time to prepare for war, get themselves a little bit of bonus experience, so I never turn down that opportunity to get a little training in. We have a level up ready to go. Oh, good. It's with our homie here. Let's give him Hawkeye. Let's give him a resist. Oh, it gives him, oh, Rat's Bane. Okay, let's give him an attack bonus. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, that's not going to be super useful against some of the foes we're going to face, but it's a little bit useful. And a little bit useful is better than not a bit useful. So we'll stick with what we have in that regard. I think we're probably about to be headed off at the pass here. And if this skeleton settler decides to get a little bit too ambitious with this spot, I am going to declare on Rajak. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on him and we'll see what he does. But we may find ourselves in a situation where we have to declare on Rajak. Yeah, I think we've at minimum... Oh, Blackcliff got taken. How interesting. Now, I think there is a greater elemental over here who has very likely captured that city. And so we do have the opportunity to fight with him, but all in all, I don't think that's going to be in my favor. The dwarves are a little resistant to magic, which is why I placed them there. We have a lesser risk of damage. Oh, good, and we've got like some kind of anthropomorphic, furry-looking creatures fighting over there. I have no idea what's going on in that situation. I think I'm going to leave it alone for now. Not really going to focus on it. We have the opportunity to make zombies, which is pretty freaking cool. I think I'm going to go all kinds of Raccoon City up in here. Look at the health on them. Wow, that is an intense affinity for HP. Conjuring up a few of these is probably not going to hurt us in the long run. They take a lot of food, but we have a lot of food, so we have to pay them a little bit. So they're greedy zombies. They're zombies of a pecuniary kind of desirable nature. They want your gold. That's the only reason they're going to keep on rolling. I am interested in seeing what this Infernal Rift is going to allow us to conjure once we get that locked down. Nicholas Frost wants to trade with us. This is not the most even-handed of a trade, and so I'm going to deny it. Just, he's going to have to deal because I don't think it's going to work for us. I'm not going to give up that much mana for that little of a benefit. Now, let's finish off this turn because I see our time is running a little bit low. These archers are very likely going to finish off that group of werewolves, or at least I hope they shall. Good. I think I'm gonna have this Rat Prince come in here and take a swing at that group. Oh good, this ends. I like that a lot. That's actually a lot more attractive to me than the alternate option where it connects on the other side. Instead of creating two fronts for myself to fight on, this actually leaves me with one, which I find to be the very that's a much more desirable situation, in my opinion. It's a situation that I'm much more obliged to. I'm going to give the Ogre a rest for a moment, and let's have we're going to have him float his way on over here. Leave him with a movement point. He's going to bombard those demons which are sitting over that hell portal. And that bombardment is going to go very well, incredibly successfully, and just kind of knock them out of their home place. This unit right here, I think I'm going to draw back. And yeah, I need to start consolidating. So let's get some units lined up. Let's go to Chickenville. And Chickenville, start pumping out some zombies, guys. Get me some zombies going. And I think I can be happy. Over here, Mount Worthless, they can't really produce anything. Let's run through our units one last time, and then we'll break off the episode. So our first group of settlers are done. Our first group is done, I guess, to be grammatically correct there. To be grammatically accurate. Group being singular and all, not to be a grammar Nazi. I think I'll swing this unit back this way, because war is coming. Unfortunately, it's on the horizon. We are indeed going to have to declare it on Rajak if he decides to get frosty with our territory there, because that's very clearly ours. And I am getting ambitious with my production right now. We've got our first little group of clerics here. I don't really know where I want to send them, to be honest. I guess I'll send them to the west a little bit, since the next face-off is going to be between us and Rajak, our eternal foe, it seems like, our eternal protagonist, the Sephiroth to our Cloud, the Yin to our Yang, or the Yang to our Yin, whichever you prefer. Let's put them on sentry mode, and I think that's going to do it. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here today in the Nerd Castle. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you found it to be entertaining, and I hope to see you guys next time. To see your comments down below. Anything you like, didn't like about the video, please, please, please let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody.